chasing the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just give me up. Don't stop. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, just give me up. Don't stop.
Hello, everybody. Sorry for being an idiot and just taking a minute there, just sitting quiet because I didn't realize my mic was out. So, Johnny, no rocket for you. Chill down. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good evening. Let's get this show on the road. It's not as much of a nothing burger as some of you may think I'm about to say it is. There was actually something that was established today, which is pretty good. And we're going to go over this in a second. Mike is good. Silence. No, Greg is good. It should be fine now. Leo, where are you? That's a good question. It seems Leo today is busy. He's running errands. I'm thinking probably he postponed a lot of that stuff in the last days, and now he had to to fill in for the missing days. He was too busy. All right, everybody, let's get the show on the road. Let's talk about what we really got in the market today. Some of you may think I'm about to say it's a nothing burger, which in a way was. I mean, it is in a way, to some extent, if you look at today's price action, really sort of opened up a little gap, closed the gap, nothing all that surprising, right? Just kind of regular, pardon me, everyday behavior, right? Just absolutely, completely normal stuff. Kept on moving slowly higher, but through that, we've done something very important. Through that, we've actually ended up closing this gap. The gap we ended up having at around 6,095, 6,086, about $10 gap-ish. Some of you may say, oh, looks, it's crazy. Look how high we are. We are not that high. Chill out. We are running out of momentum. And this was literally expected on last week's live shows. So chill out. Now, more so would be more so attentive to sort of the row of attempts and the very distinct failures that we've been having in the last several months. We're not truly able to go any higher. Mircha, good to see you. Chiburegi, Chiburashka, Daragoy. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. I was actually wondering, where are you? How come you're not joining the lives and stuff? So, good to see you. But all in all, we did get. It's not that much of a big deal, but at the same time, it is important to have a little bit more ease when it comes to the continuation of the price action. And when we're now, well, the real question now becomes, how are we going to open tomorrow's price action, right? How tomorrow's session will look like. Basically, if overnight we end up again having a stupid gap, right? If, let's say, we close where we're at, we're roughly about 19 minutes away. I doubt we're going to have anything substantial happening within the framework of these 19 minutes, let's be honest. And even if so, we all know what that means. I mean, with all due respect, we are kind of in the wedge, right? So all in all, not going to get anything that substantial. So this is where we close. The real question is, if we open up tomorrow here, that sucks. So we all know why, because we potentially may have another gap. If the momentum is strong enough and continue dragging us downwards as we go, that will suck. On the other hand, if we're able to open with whatever gap that is, let's say we open up with whatever gap, let's say again, and are able to rally upwards to close it, to only then continue the price action downwards, which we'll see why we think that is the case, or whether that is the case at all. That will be probably the best case scenario, because I doubt we're going to have very tame price action overnight. Normally, that's actually how we ended up having a gap on these very same levels, around the 6100. And so it's not going to be all that crazy if it will repeat. And this can actually be dragged on for a little bit, but if you're familiar more with harmonic patterns and how things work, you realize that it's not going to last forever. It's pretty much about to break any moment now. Sorry, late. Very disappointed, Leo. Leo, we're very disappointed in you. Leo, what is this? You need to do better, man. Come on. Work harder. You need to be stronger, harder. So yeah, let's skip to the 5 minutes. I think that's going to be more indicative of what we might see potentially into tomorrow's price action, tomorrow's session. We're distinctively here hitting the ceiling, that very same sort of, well, again, ceiling. I'm just sort of, this is a very not neat depiction of the ceiling, but you get the idea. It's kind of diagonal like this. We're kind of dropping lower and lower and lower, getting lower highs, as they're called, and we're now working better into the framework of the current channel, because again, you need to understand that this was a separate channel altogether. Now we are working within the framework of this current channel, and surprise, surprise, we are hitting the ceiling. In other words, we are just about ready to break away downwards. Let's see how the momentum looks like. Do we have any confirmation of the momentum going downwards? Lo and behold, we are in oversold conditions. That means we're just getting to the point where already beginning the actual sort of to taste the salt in the water, right? We're just about there, and we can starting to see the breakdown of the momentum. Unsurprisingly so, happening right above the ceiling. We know slippage is a normal effect, but let's see if the larger time frame indicates something very similar. The 30 minutes also overbought and about to break out after a decent run. Is that indicative for a longer sort of duration? Well, only if you look and you're attentive to the channel and you realize, well, again, we are at the ceiling. So what do we normally do when we hit the ceiling? Get correcting downwards. Guys and girls, don't be biased. The same way we know how to say that we, when hitting the bottom, strike back up and have a corrective upwards movement. Here, as you can tell, it's not that weird or abnormal. When we do reach the highest area of the channel, we do end up retesting it for a little bit and then correcting downwards, potentially testing median, downwards again and up again, almost creating this W sort of formation. At the end of the day, from here, the most likely sort of scenario is for us to break, and below and behold, surprisingly so, we pretty much are visibly able to see that we're squeezed out most of our bullish momentum and potentially about to break. So it sort of works nicely within the framework of that idea. 45 minutes confirmation on that very same idea. Although on this channel, on the 45 minutes, we have not reached higher high, which is interesting how this high actually puts us, give or take, with all-time high, but we will not yet able to penetrate it potentially. If we would have been able to squeeze more bullish momentum, sure, but as we're seeing, we're moving towards convergence and divergence. Once the red line takes dominance, the D is the red line, basically represents that bearish momentum, and once it does, this whole structure start making its way and tugging downwards, has a downwards orientation, and once it does that, the lower it goes, the more the downwards price action prints on the chart. So from here on out, we're basically expecting the price action to start breaking. Although, very interesting with how the structure of the channel is, right? I'll remind you that, in fact, we're having far larger channel here that we're not able to meet the resistance of, simply because the momentum is running out every time. Surprisingly, perfectly right at 6100. I told you before that 6100 basically will be that very strong psychological resistance, and as I've been seeing lately, it works basically perfectly. Now, since we do use these almost as this intermediatory time frames to actually observe really how the price action behaves, well, let's skip to the 1 hour, which kind of matters the most. What do we see here? Well, we are running bullish right now at face value, so it's not going to be all that surprising to actually see us match that very same high that we just said. Well, very unlikely, very unlikely. If we look at that again, matching that all-time high, crossing the previous all-time high, that is actually indicative of a bullish run, right? But the problem is you still have to remember that we are sitting at the very edge of squeezing the bullish momentum that we've been running through, and all it takes is just a little bit bearish momentum to print that, and we'll squeeze that out and start printing what is up afterwards, which is probably a correction to the downside. Remember, that is a very similar way we were able to predict Tesla going downwards. The way we were able to identify it is by basically the momentum starting to squeeze at a very similar ceiling. It doesn't have to be identical with every single attempt, but overall, on the grand scheme of things, basically what this narrative is saying here is that we're about to start seeing downwards price action that is a little bit more significant than this sideways channel we've been at. Potentially, at least deducting from this, I would argue that we easily make it back to the 6017. Right, and if we do that, we can, if still retaining more bearish momentum, we can potentially continue downwards. Let's see if that plays neatly into the narrative. Well, I would argue that the 4 hours is a little bit confusing. It's kind of bullish. It is bullish right above 50, so bullish over bullish, that is actually positive. But how is it that we're then, with all this bullish momentum, are not able to break higher than the actual resistance? Well, all this bullish momentum is actually what we saw throughout these several sessions, and so don't be surprised that now we're pretty much running out of, not yet printing, but we'll see. The real question is here, is that is the very same bullish momentum we've been saying right here on the daily price action. The real question is, how far can we go with it? Normally, those who know, we have these corrective periods that end up retesting the 50, which is sort of the center point of the indicator and signifies the difference between buying area, selling area, overbought, oversold. In other words, as we are making our way through the body, this is more of the same price action, nothing that's significant, but at the end of the day, it does indicate for us whether we are more so in oversold or overbought conditions. I'll remind you that being below 50 here is indicative of more bearish price action, and so this is why we're not truly able to penetrate that resistance, right? Because although we're having some corrective movement that is bullish, it is still below 50, giving it more of downwards pressure in the first place, and so all it sort of is able to print is more of that corrective upside movement, that getting stuck with that resistance and not able to break. Very indicative. We've been seeing this for the past, well, since let's be more, the 5th, 6th, what is that, 5th, 6th of December 2024. So we've been there pretty much well, a month and a bit, 2 months, we can objectively say, more so. sort of testing the whole thing back and forth. Again, we did depart for a little bit, but overall, we've been testing this for almost a 2 months period back and forth. What's going on in the chat? What did I miss? Let's see. Okay, we made that joke. You better. Stonks was holding Leo hostage. Different type of. Oh my God, guys, Johnny, what are you doing? I'm doing such a thing. I can. Stonks is a sick alien. You need to know that. Why I'm talking about plug with Stonky. Just talking about plugs. You guys are insane. I'm so glad I ignored the chat for a little bit. Oh my God. You guys are insane. So now that we zoom out just even a little bit, we can kind of see it becomes even more evident that very resistance that has been holding us from being able to penetrate the price action. And here things start to become a little bit clear that we are bullish. Again, we're bullish, but really the reality is we're more bearish. We're starting to print the bearish momentum. You can see already overturning, basically convergence and divergence. Once these forces diverge, the more amplified this red line gets, which is the D below the 50% range right here below that line, which is very important. This is very indicative of a strong bearish impulse incoming, meaning the price action, the momentum is literally so weak it's not able to penetrate from selling area into buying area and flipping over. That gives us amplified selling, taking us back down into oversold territory. Oversold territory gives us, or rather prints and shows really the amplification, how the fear sips in further and further and people sell quicker and quicker and quicker, and the market basically continues to drop from there. Again, this is more of an assessment for upcoming weeks, and it also very neatly plays with the ceiling sort of behavior that we've been seeing in the price action, and we know it also coordinates very neatly with the COVID ceiling. Sorry, you see, if you're looking at the COVID top, it looked very, very similar. We were dragging our feet for weeks on end until eventually, finally, one beautiful day, the market started breaking, running away from you without you realizing how quickly it can do so, and you thinking every day it's going to correct, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine, and eventually it gets to the point where you're like, this is not fine, I'm not ready to sell at this point, it's not good. It starts to correct, you forget about selling, you get hopeful, in fact you buy a little bit to show how serious you are, and the market screws you over. So yeah, get ready. We are about to see some fun, turbulent times. And in fact, we're already starting to see the indication of the price action starting to break. And more so, we're seeing that on the momentum. Do you want to see the monthly? The monthly is the coolest. The monthly is just the beginning of it all. And if you really identify how long these processes can take on the monthly chart, because we can measure them, they become more singular. Look at that. It can take up to almost 3 years, no weekends, basically 548 days of trading. Fun stuff. So I hope you're ready, boys and girls. We are about to get into an adventure, and we are pretty much right on the cusp of breaking from here. And I would sort of urge you to see how the price action behaved. You can also shrink it to 456 days if you want to insist, just kind of starting at the edge where we're at now. But I will warn you that this thing does not necessarily represent the very same type of price action we will get on this correction. This correction may be a lot deeper. We will, of course, be a lot smarter when we will make it to the bottom of the channel, right? The very same one right here that we did correct from. And everybody's going to get super hopeful. Yes, the market will start correcting, but what they're not prepared for is then the market will continue breaking right after without ever reaching all-time high before. Everybody gets hyped up thinking, it's the perfect time to buy, and the market is going to shit the bed even worse, which will bring us to 3,300. And yeah, here is again, I say it. Yes, my prediction is for the market to be brought back down to 3,300. Here's the SMA creeping up from below, just as last time, just like we had it right here with the COVID bottom. So here it is. We're the same shit starting to happen, boys and girls. Get ready. It's gonna get turbulent. And yeah. So I hope you're ready. It's gonna get fun. It is going to get fun. That's Greg's thesis. Those who stayed all this time will enjoy knowing all about it. If you want to know more, understand it in depth, sign up. I have 2 final spots. Once these 2 spots are taken, the Academy price will be risen back to $3,000 for the first module, for every module that is. So now the final 2 spots that will be going, basically these will be the final ones to be going at that old price of $2,500. I have only 2 spots, so hurry up, don't miss out. Otherwise, when the Academy gets locked, it's going to get locked for a while. I already have several students booked and ready to go. So yeah. Join the Patreon if you don't get that, or no, you don't you want to learn more in depth that and you want to more sort of skim the surface, or at least start dipping your toes in a community that is more technically oriented. And we do have a channel here for the options members, and we discuss anything and everything. And here's Tom Nash himself, is head admin here, chief admin, also a member, and posts all sorts of wonderful stuff about me, right? You see, and the members, and then we have the testimonials. I am that great. Yes, Greg the Mighty. Oh, great. Now that we've done talking nonsense, let's get back to more serious stuff. Get your helmet. Yes, get helmet. Yes, get helmet. Tomorrow is going to be interesting. Today is going to be today is kind of boring all in all. As we can see, again, we're just kind of testing the very same ceiling, which does not necessarily close our fortune here. Bibi. You want to look at Bibi? Bibi Netanyahu? We're going to look at Bibi Netanyahu. No problem. Do you like him clothed or unclothed, Johnny? We could end up, like I said, with another month of testing this whole shenanigan thing, which is going to be just fun. That's going to be just great. On the other hand, what can happen is that before this month ends, we still have plenty of time, and we might end up seeing this candle correct significantly lower and then lose all this formation, and pretty much there's not going to be a 5th month for this structure. This is it. This is kind of what we're having. It's not all that complicated. Let's see how the price action is getting closed today. Probably not anything unique, not anything surprising. 616. I have a horrible feeling we're going to open up with another gap tomorrow, and then the price action will kill another week. Next week is going to be then killed off just to close the gap that was opened on Friday the week prior. That's going to be just great. You guys know how I love that. That's definitely a potential scenario. Don't say I didn't warn you. Tesla definitely did exactly what we said yesterday. Tesla will continue going upwards towards this 359, far more likely. And it's pretty amazing what it did here. Identical to its behavior here, not allowing some of the participants to take profit or whatever until they cancel their positions, and magically, when suddenly these positions are no longer in place, magically we just cross over, no problem. We definitely got entangled with both of these supports and resistances. Those who are sharp-eyed will definitely notice how the price action was respecting both of these lanes significantly, right? And there we kept on going. We again did something very similar, as we said, with the 359.76, and then now we're moving upwards. So I'm not going to be all that surprised that within the framework of this channel, or maybe the day right after, we're going to do something very similar to what we did here, retest this beautiful thing. But the real question is, what's going to happen right after? Remember, we said this is a retest. We were prepared for this, and we said this is median also, as you can see right here. We'll on your hourly, so not such a weird coincidence. It still may have a good day and push up all the way to the 50% right here, 370, but my argument here that at some point soon it will start breaking downwards, correcting again. And so get ready. Why do we know that? Larger time frames are coming to a peak, basically running out of momentum. Even more larger time frames are already bearish and becoming even more bearish. So this is already in the framework, right? It's already in the works, if you will. It's pretty much already been decided. It's just a matter of it actually happening. How soon? Soon. Very soon. Very, very soon. Very soon. Are we there yet? Tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. Okay. XPX closed above 6,000. Oh my God! What are we gonna do, Mike? It closed above 6,000. What are we going to do? What are we going to do, Mike? It closed above 6,000. As long as it's not above 9,000. Those who know the joke know. It's not above 9,000. We're good. If it gets above 9,000, then it gets problematic. Just chill. And drink some GNTs. GNTs? Gin and tonic? You know, drink your gin and tonic? Righty, let's look at BB. BB. Look, I know today looks boring, but at least because of that, tomorrow might be gin and tonic. I said, yeah, gin and tonics. Tomorrow can be very exciting because today was relatively boring, but with all that, we still closed the gap, but still, we kind of closed it late, and so we still got stuck at the ceiling, as we said, so tomorrow might open up very weirdly. Bottom line is that tomorrow is probably going to get turbulent, boys and girls. Get prepared. Tomorrow or next week is going to get more interesting. So, yeah, get ready. Let's cover your BB. BB. Why is BB doing this, BB? I mean, it looks exciting when you're looking sort of from the standpoint of being the tiny little ant that sits here and is like, oh, look, it's so nice, it's rallying. But really what it's doing is just following the channel. Why do we have any suspicion this time around is going to be any different? I mean, look at the monthly. I would say that the monthly is already being cooked and probably will sooner or later will have potential, some like a blow off top here, potentially, right? Because it doesn't do these all too often. Although this has to do more with the cyclicality with things, and even then it's not all that prolonged. I mean, you still have some upside, sure. Look, the bottom line here is very evident. Basically, when you hit high sixes, okay, definitely high sixes, because I see that 680, 670, 690. When you're gonna hit your high sixes, you should re-ask again. We're gonna be able to look at it more objectively. It does appear to be bullish, right? But how far? We want to see how this looks like within at least a month or so when it does actually reach these high sixes, right? Just $1, not all that far. How this looks like, because although bullish, remember this can flip very easily right below the 50 and basically showing you a bit of a relief rally, just a corrective movement on this downwards pressure, just to correct, just to break back down. If it's a larger sort of corrective movement, which below and behold, ta-da! So it's basically down, slight correction, break back down. Why? Because, well, you're still in oversold territory in your larger time frame. Basically, you haven't done anything to prove that the market is accepting a higher price on this. So yeah, no, not good. I mean, $1 up, but then lots of down. All the way to like 3-ish. AMD, please. Let's do AMD. AMD. Boys and girls, stop fighting. Black Mamba, good to see you. What's up, guys? What an epic day. Well, it wasn't. I mean, you probably traded this, of course. You crazy, sexy mother lover. You probably had some nice trades today, which we'll probably hear all about in like a minute or so. And there probably were some good ones, I'm sure. All in all, it wasn't that exciting. It wasn't epic. Let's not call it epic. It was barely good because it closed the gap. So let's not get too, beyond ourselves. Come on, Mamba. Even for you, you have to admit this was not much of an exciting day. All in all. It's good. We closed the gap, sure, but not exciting. Come on. Plum, plum, plum. AMD broke out of this channel just to break back into this channel. This is just the lower. Actually, the channel is far wider. This is just the lower end of it. So, but you can see how it breaks out. Mamba, where were you on this? Were you in on this, Mamba? If you were not, man, what the hell were you doing? I mean, Mamba, come on. Look at this. Look at this by the book. This is like in Janet Yellen's days. You could have traded this back and forth 4 times. You know, squeeze the bejesus out of it. What for? 6. 6 times you could have ridden this thing. Even more, actually. But I'm not going to be super anal and say, yeah, you could have ridden this like 6 times. Okay, so what are you actively doing right now? Intel has been doing well in the past few days. Within the framework of, things look like, I'm sure, but is it really doing all that well? Right now it's going towards its narrow wedge right here, 117. I'm more curious on the longer run. I mean, still, you see, it's still lots of downwards pressure. Everything in the market right now, especially tech oriented, getting prepped to crash like a freaking rock. It's already, everything is there. Everything is already in position. The show, somebody needs to press the play button. At this stage, literally, it can happen any moment now, any second now, any moment now. It can happen any second now. The second somebody presses the play button, the market goes tits up. So get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. In fact, here, you can see this. I was literally saying this. We're going to make it on our way down. And this time around, it's going to be different. We're not going to do this thing. Unlike a lot of people that probably expecting this. Most people right now are completely blinded by this thing and finally recognize it and say, that's so obvious. I'm going to ride this up. No, this is exactly the one time when it's going to screw you. That's my opinion, not financial advice. You do you. Remember, it's just my crazy personal opinion. No, I'm not. I'm in other communities have obligations. I will join only to support Greg. Mamba, you goddamn legend. What's going on? Who's talking shit to Mamba here? Leo, what are you doing? Are you in Discord? Mamba. Wait, Mamba, you should know you're not? I was sure you're on the Discord, Mamba. Really? I was sure you're already on the Discord with us. What the hell? I was so sure, man. Come on. Come on, man. You better join us. You're missing out on a lot of good stuff. On a lot of good stuff. I was certain we have you on the Discord. Why was I certain? I'm pretty sure I seen you. Maybe because you were in limbo and something and the bot kicked you or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure we do have you on the Patreon. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong, though. But still, Mamba, come on. Join us. You're missing out a lot. But still, tons of gratitude and thank you for being here and supporting the live every single time. Pretty much, I'm serious. Like every single time you're here. Much appreciated, brother. Black Mamba, always welcome. There you go. This is more lovely. This is what I like. More love and respect to one another. Yeah. We gonna do. Shall we do? Shall we do Intel? Shall we do Intel? Shall we? Shui? Okay, I see we had all sorts of cool markings here that apparently were saying that we're gonna find ourselves exactly where we're at now. So apparently I wasn't wrong, or at least not all that wrong. And in fact, it seems like already broke down Intel all the way into the future. And now that we are roughly at around 18.15, you can see my structure here implies that we will be going up and then potentially some sort of down, then kind of retesting some of these areas and then up. So far, right about according to plan. I would argue we are now to these levels. it's completely hard to see because I have so much garbage on my screen. I'm so sorry. I'll remove it so you can see better. At least it's good that I kept it. Now we know what I was saying, right? And we know that's the plan. That is the plan that I am forecasting, or there's no plan. You do you. That's just what I'm expecting. Show me Intel. Christoph, not nice. Still funny. Yeah, that is Intel for ya. So back up, it seems that my prediction was, and I trust myself to be a smart person, so I believe some sort of up with a handle of like 20 somethings, potentially all the way to 25 somethings. Let's see if the momentum agrees with that. Wait, we're already up? I'm a freaking moron, so we're already up. Like, that prediction was right. But it still probably is one of these batches. Wait, didn't I predict the gap to get closed? No gap closure? Really? I'm not expecting a gap closure? What's wrong with me? There's an obvious gap here. Why wouldn't we close it? What's wrong with me? Didn't I predict the gap? Maybe I have. Maybe I just deleted some of that stuff and that made sense. I'm a moron now. Yeah, totally. I agree with me. Me was right. Me, whoever was saying that we will close this gap, I agree with me. So actually 29 handle, 30 handle before we continue downwards. Okay. I'm revising what me said. You see, me was wrong. Maybe me did not consider that we might make it all the way to here. Or maybe I didn't, and I just removed it from the screen because me was more on 4 seconds. I get that. It happens. I go moronic for a couple of seconds and I realize what I was really doing. Let's remove this. This is because, yeah. So, me currently saying that we currently gonna go and close this gap. Yes. We'll close like so. Yes. I cannot draw to save my own life. That is just phenomenal. Okay. Will. No, that was an L. Double L. So otherwise, yeah. I like good Picasso. Yes, I am also like good Picasso. Bob Ross. Bob Cross. Bob Cross-eyed. That's gonna be my artist name. Bob Cross-eyed. And I strictly draw crooked ass patterns. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just in a good mood. I'm just in a very good mood, very amused mood. Because we really don't have anything to discuss. Nothing. Actually, those who've been following, those who know, I've predicted Kratos to drop. If you remember, those who remember, there was a prediction made by me for Kratos to drop to pretty much these levels. And below and behold, Greg was right. Check it out. Everyone needs to thank Bed Wars Gang for pointing this out to me because I was so busy today and didn't notice even that I was right. Thank God I have a whole bunch of really awesome members around me. Jackson Pollock. No, Bob Cross-eyed. But yeah, okay, so Kratos. We are currently potentially looking at 2741, but I myself am considering a buy-in. SQQ dropped to crazy lows, so phenomenal time to buy. Those who are, to each their own, of course. I am buying, I think tomorrow I'm buying more. Hopefully still at these levels. Plugger good. I'm now holding 500. You know, I even accelerated my buying a little bit. I would have wanted to buy more, but and actually that sort of stopped me in my own steps right there. Bed Wars Gang, what's the name of the thing where we're looking at? What was that? That was GVZ? VGZ? VGZ, what is that? That we're looking at it. I'm actually considering to have a bit of a buy-in. That's more of a precious metals related. VGZ, right. Still looking into this, so there are some interesting things I'm looking into and considering to buy. But then again, I'm still not really certain 1000% of the nature of their business, so I'm still needing to dig deeper because they appear to be the facilitators of the miners. They're not the miners themselves, they're facilitators, the shovel producers, the actual shovel producers, if you will, and to some extent. And so we'll see. We'll see. It does appear that they are far more significantly involved than even these sort of facilitators, but and have their own premises that they potentially are mining on, and all sorts of things, and they are into acquisition and technology development and all sorts of fun stuff. So VGZ, yes, absolutely. At least I've seen this. This was brought to my attention by Bad Wars Gang, and I'm legitimately considering it. It's a very stupid low price, and just the tiniest influx in precious metals and maybe technology and basically any of the companies they're involved with, we might see a decent ride there. But I don't want to talk about it. It's too premature. But I think we'll see more of it. I think we'll see more of that VGZ. It might get interesting. Still too soon. Not buying yet, but looking into this deeply. Um, mm, mm, mm. Hi, Greg. I'm a bit late to the party. How about BRTX? No problem. Let's do BRTX for you. BRTX. What is this? Like a bajillion splits? What do you have here? What was that? Is it splitting more than it was trading? I mean, okay, here's one. Okay, I understand. I see. That is your problem right there. That is your problem right there. That was a very interesting dilutionary step. Very interesting. Very interesting. That was very. Nah, okay. That's cool. That's cool. That is very interesting. Oh, Leonard, I'm pretty sure we have you on the Discord. Can we check this out on Discord? I do have a feeling that's gonna be a bit of a wacky one. I don't want to say anything that I don't feel confident about, and I am so not sure. I got to look deeper into this thing. This is such an abnormality. What the hell is this? What is this crazy thing? What does it do? Why does it do whatever it does? Power starved for therapies. What is that supposed to mean? Hmm. So healthcare, basically. Or what is it? You falls under biotech. Mm, uses themselves to. Yeah, I see. No, this is a lot more serious than what I thought. But I don't like this price action so bad, and there must be a whole array of excuses. The question will come. I mean, I'll have a lot of questions about this. Are you involved in this because you believe in the product, because you care for their success? Do you really see, the product is that good? Have you had something to do with something with it that you choose to advocate for it in this way? So it's a bit of a interesting, but we can pick it up on this. Leonard, I would love if we do. But that's more. This one of those talks I'm gonna really have to dig into the story of the company, understand in depth the product, how it works, what is the target audience, uh, how well they're managing their money, what is the future plans, just all of it. It's gonna be in-depth research. This is one of those we have to approach it on a singular sort of individual basis, and these tend to be problematic for very many years. But now that I'm seeing the sphere within which they operate, it did get my interest a little bit. There is potentially some potential to this. I mean, but it's gonna still, these stocks still always take forever. Tons of dollars, and just for maybe, and even then, maybe that takes forever. Leonard, please ask me about it when we hang out next time. It's gonna be maybe interesting to look at. It's gonna be some one of these that irregular ones. But yeah. And what else do we have on the agenda? Definitely, let's talk about this on Discord. I'm sure the other members will find it interesting as well. Okay, let's do a MAT. Let's do MAT, and I think we're gonna close on that today. I think tomorrow is gonna be a lot more interesting. Boys and girls, don't miss out. Join us tomorrow. No, don't jump off now. I'm just saying, I mean, you can drop off, just don't cry later that you missed out on me saying something important, blah, blah, blah. So, just saying. Remember to drop a like. Absolutely. Stonks, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Absolutely, boys and girls, do drop a like. It is goddamn free. It's free. Why do you care? This is not good for you. When you have this such a red candlestick and this is just getting started, right? This is not cool for you. This is not good. It's just gonna get worse from here, basically. And if this is not bad enough, I mean, you do the math, right? Ugh. You have lots of room to go, right? But let's see. What is that? Is that market related? It's market related, absolutely. Oh, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. That is an easy one. Easy peasy. There we go. That's what we want. I mean, since we're already doing the work, let's do it right. Right? Right. No half-assing in this house, I say. We are not half-assing people. So surprising. Okay. Just to be sure. Yeah. So weird. So weird. Anywho. Look at it. I'm gonna keep it simple for you. Your range with this right now is between 150.52 and 208. That is tremendously obvious. That is on the quarterly time scale, and that pointed downwards, squeezing out, top of the channel, reached the top of the channel. So probably the next step is going down, but since we're not going to go that straightforward downwards, basically 150. From here on out, expect more of a 150 kind of orientation, even though this for keep this keeping some of your hopes up, but given how low this is, and given how low this is and given how high this is already as is, you're probably not going to be able to squeeze back to 208, and you're going to continue somewhat around this sort of orientation, and basically get ready for more pain. How much more pain? More 150. kind of like. Basically, next target 150. 150. Very simple. That one is super simple. AM80 is very simple. It is no problem. Very easy chart. 150. No, no, he did not. What the hell? Useless. Why are you terrorizing? Who are you terrorizing? Remember to drop the like. Thanks. Did Greg say we were going to straight to 3,000? No, Leo Hill. We're not going to 3,300. It's gonna take forever, like 2 years ish potentially, maybe more. But I'm expecting more in the range of 2 years ish. That is after you buy some T triple Qs, then it will go down to 3,000. Absolutely. You see, Useless here figured it out. He understands the real equation. He understands how the market truly works. He understood the secret. No problem, Leonard. My pleasure. My pleasure. Basically, look out for. I mean, now you know your range, 208, 150. But I'm far more inclined to see how we make it to 150 instead of to 280. 208. Sorry. Most of the more negative the market gets, more everything else around, will be more negative subsequently, and so it's not all that surprising if we see more negative price action, even within the assets that we're able to still kind of hold okayishly, will still break. That is it. That is definitely it. Alrighty. Boys and girls, join the Discord. Sorry for today being a little bit short. I'm kinda a little bit tired, not gonna lie. Really want to go and rest a little bit. But also, I mean, there's not plenty to cover all in all. If anything, we said the more exciting day will happen tomorrow, and it's kind of important to how the price action will play out. I really don't mind, nor do I care if I'll see the price action overnight and even in the morning go higher than we are, even cross the all-time high. That's not what bothers us. What bothers us how it will open, because if it opens up with not creating a big gap, that's going to be pretty neat. And then we can just spill over downwards, as the market has been planning to do for the past 3 weeks ish. So it's been postponed and postponed and postponed and postponed, and soon, any moment now. And so those of you who want to learn more in depth how to do proper technical analysis, remember 2 final spots in my one-on-one academy. Sign up now, don't miss out. DM me so we can have a bit of a Q&A, so I can answer your questions, guide you how you pay and all that beautiful stuff. We can have a schedule set up, otherwise we don't get started, even the paying procedure. And that's it. So definitely take the opportunity, because very, very shortly, for your average consumer, not talking about our founders, right? That will be, the price will be going to $3,000 for the academy. I don't want you to miss out. Definitely take the opportunity, boys and girls. You all have a wonderful night. I will see you either on the Discord or tomorrow's live, or Discord, or Discord, or Discord, or Discord. If I didn't say Discord, then Discord. Don't forget, you sign up on Patreon, then join Discord, and everything is really done via Discord. Boys and girls, have a wonderful Discord night. I'll see you on the Discord. Bye-bye.